Another hero that has popped up is your brother. And your family is probably, I think, on one of the biggest receiving ends of all the conspiracy theories and all the nastiness. But yet your brother got up right away and, if I may say, did the Amish thing. When the Amish had shooters. Do you have the Amish? Or do you have... Yeah, okay. When the Amish had a shooting in their school, they immediately went and comforted the family. And let me play a little bit of your brother in a press conference and what he said.
First of all, I'd really like to offer our deepest condolences to all the families who were directly affected by this shooting. It's a horrific tragedy, and we want everybody to know that our hearts and our prayers go out to them. This includes the family of the shooter. I can't imagine how hard this experience must be for you. And I want you to know that our family and our love and our support goes out to you as well.
Where does that come from?
Our faith. When I didn't hear that press conference until later Saturday night. I was working, and so I had a lot of people text me and let me know, he did a great job, and I didn't know what he said yet or anything, because I actually only talked to him one time Friday night, and that was the only time I talked to him after it happened. But when I heard it, it didn't shock me at all, what he said.
It's the right thing to say, but it is the extraordinarily hard thing to say.
It was, and I can relate to that because of the fact that when I found out about the shooting and what was going on, my focus wasn't on justice. It was focusing on my family and the bigger picture of making sure that people who needed to be taken care of needed to be taken care of. And it just was overwhelming to know that as I look back on it, the support group that I have at my school that I teach at was there, and they just kept me focused, and they didn't let me get down and focus on the negative part of it. And I think that's where it comes from, is the fact that we're very faithful. We believe in Jesus. We believe that forgiveness is everything. And to know that there's another aspect to this, he knew that there's more people hurting than just the victims, because they're also a victim as well. Because it wasn't something that they asked for. It was a free agency. It was a free agent choice by one person.
You and I go to the same church. We attend the same faith, and the only story I know about Emily, and I don't even know if I got her name, was while I was on vacation. I heard that it was somebody that we knew through people, because we used to live in New Canaan, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I heard the story that there was a Christmas pageant that night, and she was supposed to play an angel. Right?
Yeah, she was supposed to play an angel. Her and her sister were both going to be angels, and the youngest one actually was a sheep. She didn't want to be an angel like her sisters. She wanted to be a sheep or a lamb. But
I remember when I heard that, I looked at my wife and I said, because I know the faith, I know how strong and what we believe, and I thought to myself, at least the family really knows that she is. Mm-hmm. She's not playing. She's not playing one. She is an angel.
Yeah.
My life, I believe, will have changed because of this, and I tried to disconnect from it as much as I could. But I saw just enough to wonder what is happening to us. And having the same kind of moment that probably everybody involved had, which was, what am I doing with my time? What am I doing? Nothing else matters. It's kind of a little mini 9/11 for those of us disconnected. It's like it hit us, I think, as hard as, or almost as hard as 9/11. 9/11 was just so everywhere. This one, we could kind of escape if we weren't directly connected, but it permeated all of our homes. What is the lesson that you take from it? What is the one thing that you would say, this is important, this is what it is? Anybody want to start with that? What was the one thing you took away from it that maybe changed you?
I need to be a lot more patient with other people, and to be even more giving and loving.
Why?
Especially with my family. So look back now, and I know those parents are saying to themselves, I wish I had just one more second, just one more. I don't want it to be like that, and I want to make sure that if something did happen, I would be satisfied with myself.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I agree with, kind of feel the same as Pete. Family stood out to me after that, making sure that you spend the time. We often rush through our days and don't spend the time that we need to with the people that we care about, and spending those 3 hours thinking that we weren't going to see our mother again really put things in perspective.
It does, because I know just from watching my brother and knowing how he is with his family and how supportive he is of his daughters and his wife and everything, and how forgiving he is, that's made me a better father, just with my son. And we all get busy with our lives and our jobs, and I only see my son maybe 20 minutes 3 days a week at night before he has to go to bed, but I take those 20 minutes. And it's not go home and get something to eat. It's not let's sit down and watch TV. Here's a book, you can read a book. It's me coming home now. He runs up to me and he gives me a hug. I get on the ground. I wrestle with him. I play songs with him. I read books to him. I've changed since that, and that's what it comes back down to. It's the basic function of the family is to be there for each other.
So what is the? I don't want to make this into politics. So let me just make a statement, and if you guys want to go on it, you can. If not, no big deal. I don't think the problem is guns in our society. Our problem is family. Our problem is we're screwed up. We're really screwed up. And this is like God kicking us in the head. Agree or comment or?
I believe the breakdown of family, the society where everybody wants to be rewarded right now, has spread into the next generation, and even ourselves. We're trying to prevent that from making sure that our children aren't just in front of the TV and
right.
Kind of have the nanny box to
right.
watch them. That we're participating and doing things that we want him to do later. Watching what we do, and also being involved with the things that he does, or our other two children, the Scouts, baseball.
Somebody told me, because this really screwed me up over the Christmas holiday, and I met with my bishop right after. Because between the election and this, I thought, what have I done? And I met with my bishop, and I said, I've tried to make it to all my son's football games, but I couldn't. One time I was raising money for cancer in the East, and I had promised I would do it a year before, and I thought, what have I done? And he said to me, Glenn, you just watch your son on the football field. You go. He said he may not even recognize, he may not even say anything. He said, but you watch every time he makes a touchdown or pulls a flag out or anything, the first thing he'll do is his eyes will drift up to you. And I've watched him since. And every single time, I didn't think You know, I knew it mattered to me, but I didn't think it mattered as much to him. And now I watch him, and every single time he just kind of glances up my way to see if I saw it. That time is irreplaceable. Back in just a minute with a really great project of hope.